89 cents in the ashtray, half-empty bottle of Gatorade rolling in the floorboard. That dirty Braves cap on the dash, dog tags hanging from the rearview mirror, old skull can and cowboy boots, and a Go Army shirt folded in the back. This thing burns gas like crazy, but that's all right because people got their ways of coping, and oh, I've got mine. I drive your truck. I roll every window down and I burn up. Every back road in this town, I find a field and I tear up until all the pain's a cloud of dust. Yes, sometimes I drive your truck. I leave the radio playing the same country station where you left it.
This is a sad song you're laughing at.
Yeah, man, I crank it up. You probably punch my arm right now if you saw the tear rolling down my face. Hey, man, I'm trying to be tough.
It's about a guy who died.
And Mama asked me this morning if I'd been by your grave, but that flag of stone ain't where I feel you anyway. Oh, God.
This is sad of all the...
I've cussed, I've prayed, I've said goodbye, I shook my fist and asked God why. These days, when I'm missing you this much, I drive your truck. Oh, that is poetry from a man named Lee Bryce.
What's the name of this song?
I bet you can guess.
Did I drive your truck?
No, it's Come Sit on My Face. Everybody, No Accounting for Taste is talking about pop country this week.
Hal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get CrossFit.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
That's a song. That's about a guy who died, though. You
Yeah,
laughed
but
at a
let's,
song about a guy who died. Of all the pop country songs we could pick for bad lyrics, that's when you laugh
I
through.
can't.
There's
Yeah.
a veteran's death.
Well,
Yeah,
I didn't know the guy was a veteran until I got to the Go Army T-shirt line.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he just got.
Or maybe he's just a patriot.
Maybe he got the free T-shirt. We would
Maybe
sign.
he got out of a cannon.
Did you
He's
ever
just an
have the,
attendee at the Army Navy game?
Yeah. Did you ever have like the recruits in the cafeteria in high school?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we just sign each other up for the free T-shirts.
Like you'd put like.
Oh yeah, I
you'd
had,
write
like,
down like Shane Torres.
Oh yeah, I always had like a Marine recruiter calling me, and my buddy Joe would be like, "I got free socks." I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
They'd look at me and they'd be like, "First of all, we got to cut your hair." Yeah,
This greasy hippie.
This is not how like you're gonna get my attention. Well, everyone.
This is a tough one this week.
Yes, it is.
Pop country music, bro country as it might be known, or frat country.
Frat country.
I've heard that thrown around in my readings.
This is, by the way, No Accounting for Taste with Kinane and Shane.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it.
This is a tough one.
We have our work cut out for us.
I think everybody's well aware that I'm a Shania Twain fan from early on.
This is a real thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it was like, no, it was right out of high school. Remember like when there was MTV, there was VH1, and then a CMT, the country music television came on. And it was just an MTV for country music.
Yeah.
And I was in the midst of all my 19-year-old punk rock bullshit, which I'm still in the midst of at 45. But that that came on. I would come home for lunch and put on country music because like there was attractive ladies singing songs of hardship.
There's a lot of midriffs.
Midriffs is the word to define that era. But and Shania Twain, undeniably good songs. Yes. I'll stand here and defend Shania
Canadian,
Twain.
right?
Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian, yep.
Yeah.
Real, I'd say Canadian even. She's right on my
I
alley.
fucking hate you.
She was a citizen in my brain for a while.
So is she considered pop country then? I would think so.
I think very much so.
Yeah. Really catchy though.
But okay. Yeah, in that day, especially like whose bed have your boots been under? What? Yeah.
That's the song.
Calling out a man for cheating.
Okay.
Let's Go Girls. Start a song with Let's Go Girls, and anybody who just wants to feel like it gets anybody excited. I mean, does anybody hear that not like
that's Man I Feel Like a Woman, right? Let's Go Girl. Like she starts it like there.
Also another good wordplay kind of song.
Yeah.
And an anthem probably for many of the
it might be the only pop country songs I actually know. By my deja vu right now. Weird. I don't no, I don't know if I know I don't like it when I hear it's like.
But you're from Texas too, so it probably bled into your upbringing.
Yeah, I'm sure, but like my dad was Mexican and my mom was from Ireland, so like like pop country to them was basically like what death metal was to your parents. They just were like, turn off this horse shit. Like,
but of two countries,
my mom would be like, these people are Neanderthals.
But of two countries that would sing about hardship so much, it really like it should have more. Like when you think about like
different
Mexican mariachi banda music, like that has an influence in country music.
Yeah, for sure, and vice versa,
and Irish music and like folk songs, like more folk, Irish folk, probably had influence in some of it. So it's. I like
how you're trying to mirror it, like you're getting.
It's there somewhere.
Yeah, I guess if you want to reach that far into the cupboard, you can pull out something that looks like.
Look at drinking and working outside all day. That's I'm saying that's right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, but
that's right in the wheelhouse of country.
A lot of people actually do it though. There's like that's right.
That's right.
It seems like it should be far more relatable when you just consider
your genetic makeup should
the kind of workforce that
it's like creative.
And music is like is a very like like it deals a lot with class. Yeah.
Well, in the early days of it, but we're not talking about the early days.
We're talking about the polish of the turd on this.
What I again, my personal experience is just seeing CMT for the first time and the ladies. I was captured by the ladies in contemporary country music in the mid-90s.
Look, I know it's not like hip hop, but do they sell some things in the same ways? Like hip hop is like sexy ladies, like because like I feel like in a lot of this pop country stuff, my limited exposure was like this is the kind of truck I drive and this is the kind of beer I drink, and there's a lot of that in like like just referencing like what they enjoy essentially, like, and you see that in hip hop, like when somebody's rapping, they'll be like they're like driving down the street in my 6'4" and all that, like so like it essentially, but I think the thing that is like hard about it is like you don't seem like you actually like it. It feels
you're checking off the boxes.
Yeah, it feels so polished, it's fake.
Natasha Leggero had one of the funniest jokes. I mean, this joke is old because it's about iTunes charts. But
I think I know what it is.
Well, I'll share it for the audience about how like it was always hip hop or popular country was always at the top of the iTunes charts. And she said that makes sense because those are the only two groups of people that are too stupid to know how to steal music at this point. And I was like, that stings. And it's also real funny.
Yeah. She's got a fastball.
But it makes sense that like, and also pop country is taking all these hints from hip hop now, like the same tricks and production value. It is the same thing. You're singing about singing about your wealth and the kind of good times you want to have.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there is the eras, like the old eras of hip hop that we're talking about struggling. They're the same old eras of country music.
What you're talking about,
telling a story, but it was like a dark story. It was hardship, and it was
people singing about eating poke salad and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
masterful lyrics. We are specifically talking about right now, where it does all seem like all these guys, they all seem like they have two first names.
Yeah. It's everything is so alike. And we did this on the new metal episode. Everything is like, it's like, this is how we make this work. Like maybe you'll catch. This is like, we're going to feed it into the pop country music machine. All the elements we need from you are to probably be white. Fairly good looking. And some sense of pitch. And then this goes into the production machine, and then like outcomes.
You don't need the pitch part.
I guess you don't.
You don't need musical talent to be a musical artist nowadays. You have auto-tune, you have production. You don't
I'm glad
need any of
comedy
that
is
stuff.
not that way. Anyways,
It's getting close.
it is that way.
So, yeah, but I hate all this stuff, and I really am trying to figure out why it's good. It was good for me in 96, 97. Can
I say that in
era,
96,
but-
97, the 19-year-old Kyle Kinane sees a
Yeah.
perfect Shania Twain. I think we know why.
I still listen to songs. I like the songs.
But a lot of people like to be wished away back to when they were younger.
I go on stage to, man, I feel like a woman. Because just the opening, the fiddle, let's go, girls. That gets me amped up. Not even ironically. That would, like, if I had to enter an octagon for UFC, Let's Go Girls is playing in the stadium.
That would really psych out some
Yeah.
some fucking meathead if you walked in.
Yeah.
They're like doing a Tongan war dance in
Let's
front
go.
of you. Yeah.
Let's go, girls. It's a good song, but also then those are songs that were written by hit machine, hit makers.
Yeah.
Much like the era of like the
What was
50s
it?
and 60s, like
Berry
here's a song
Gordy, is
about
it?
or whoever
Yeah.
like created hits back in the 50s. It was like, she's my girl, we're going to the sock hop. All that.
Yeah.
Here's all the things we're going to sing about over and over again. It's just at this point, we're trying to figure out why it still has value over that many people. And I can go so incredibly negative about the dumbing down of everything. And
But we're not. That's
but
not
we're
the
not
point.
going to do it.
Yeah. The idea of this show is for two pessimistic men to find joy in things other
We're
people
gonna
tear down.
So before we go to the next set, so no personal stories of you growing up in Texas and being like, I do want to sit on a tailgate
I mean,
and drink a beer that tastes just right on a Friday night, and maybe it's a Miller Lite, and her jeans are tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. I'm just writing one of these songs right now.
Are you
'cause that's
serious?
that's how easy it is.
I guess growing up in Texas, that was certainly an element of stuff that was around like in high school and stuff too. Like, I mean, there were people who were like, I'm a cowboy, the same way people were like, I'm a punk rocker or
Yeah.
that was like an identity. And it always seemed so lame to me then because I wanted to leave so bad. And then when I moved here, weirdly enough, like
We're in Portland, by the way.
Yeah,
You have
we're
to
recording.
Let people know.
Yeah. Kyle and I didn't just buy a new studio.
Yeah. Moved here.
4 episodes in, we
Weird.
were like, we're really killing it.
Let's dump some cash.
Yeah, let's put some real money into this thing now. I would get more defensive because people like I still have my Texas ID and my like little draw or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how fucking long ago it was. I'd go to rent a movie.
Yeah.
And I'd show them my ID, and this one kid was like, "Do you guys actually like your president down there?" And I was like, "I don't know. You're a video store clerk." Like,
But also that's somebody from Portland saying that.
So
So
it was
somebody fulfilling their obligation of being from Portland.
yes, but I was just like, I would get more defensive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then every once in a while, I would find myself being like sentimental for shit I was never sentimental about before.
Yeah.
So that might be the closest I got to it, but like as far as like a specific song or something goes, I can't really like say there was one that I was just like, that makes me miss home.
Nothing
Or,
that broke through,
Yeah.
even if you were like young metalhead Shane, nothing cracked through of like, well, my friend's like this. Because I think that's why I liked it. It was the opposite of everything I had been berating myself with of like, I do want to listen to someone play a washboard.
It's
But staring
There
at
is
girls,
something
I
about
hang out
it-
with women in raver pants
Yeah.
all the time. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
midriffs and jeans? All right, I'll take a look. Yeah,
take,
okay.
take a look at something that hugs
on.
the human form instead of covers it like a goddamn circus tent, and somebody's
all these-
diffuming bugs out of my
Yeah.
head. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it's a song about believing in herself too, so I
Yeah.
don't feel like that much of a scumbag.
Yeah.
She's kicking a man to the curb. She's a strong lady.
Actually, there's one that said, and I dug my keys into the side of his pretty little.
Is that a Taylor? I think that's a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I believe so.
That song,
Okay.
really catchy because it's like a lot of fun. Well, fuck this dude. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a catchy hook. But I don't know if there ever was one. And then you like, as I got older, and you would like be like, find out about like cooler older country artists that weren't played on the radio the same. It's like, because I think when I was like 15 and people were like Willie Nelson, I'd be like, fucking whatever, you know, because he's like, I'm in Texas and he's like Texas' most favorite son. So,
I know, but
so you're so inundated with it. And now I'm like, I saw Willie Nelson with my buddy Austin 4 years ago, the night before New Year's Eve in Austin at the Moody Theater where they do ACL. And Austin, my buddy.
You know a guy named Austin who lives in Austin?
Now he lives in Austin, yes. You like that, don't you? That felt good?
Where did he live before? How many people named Austin live in Austin, Texas?
Not too many, buddy.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of Dallases in Dallas, too. And if you're ever in Nacogdoches, there's a couple guys there named Steve.
He knows bits.
Yeah.
He does bits.
But my buddy I went to high school with, he was like massive mohawk, like the most punk rock guy ever. Covered in tattoos. Like, you're the kind of guy who came in with a tattoo after his like nephew did it on him for practice. Like, awesome. And we went to that show, and it was so fucking fun. And we couldn't be more different people than we were in high school in a lot of ways. And he was like, we had a blast. Willie's great. So I guess it's in my bones somewhere, but Willie is like a different kind of country.
Willie Nelson.
But like, we couldn't have ever done that with like a fucking, I don't know, I guess George Strait or Alan, who's the guy who has
it was Alan Jackson.
Yeah,
but we're talking about
guy,
these like Brian,
Lee Bryce,
Willie.
Florida.
So let's go to that in the next section where we discussed the good and the bad.
Good and bad coming up right after this word from our sponsor, Steel Pedal Guitars. They're the only guitars that
just the concept of a guitar.
Yeah. It's like milk. You know, like the ads for milk when they're like, drink milk?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the whole industry, all right.
Yeah. This next session is brought to you by cars. Are they bad?
And we're back. This is No Accounting for Taste. And Shane and I are discussing pop country music. Not Willie Nelson.
No.
Not George Strait. Popular
country
now.
Florida, Georgia
right now.
line.
Yeah. Something that is being sung on the deck of a ski boat in a lake in Arizona. That music. And the bad, pretty easy.
Yeah.
The bad's pretty easy. It sucks. That's the bad. Everything about it sucks. That's the bad. There's a, I want to find the article. Jason Isbell,
my man.
Previously of
Drive-By Truckers.
Drive-By Truckers. I wish I should have brought it up, but he said something. He's like, no, there is such thing. Like, you know, musicians don't want to shit on other musicians, and much like we're trying to do at the show, to each their own. But he's like, no, there is such thing as bad music. It's bad music. And it makes people worse for listening to it. And it makes them bad people.
Oh, he just said it straight ahead like that?
Just leaned right into it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I want to find the quote. But it was, he just went.
That's from the guy who wrote Cover Me Up, everybody. It was one of the best songs I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah, well, and I try to think that maybe that's the good, is that people, when you're hearing music for the first time, much like we talked about with nu metal, all right, this is somewhat close to like the sound I want. These lyrics are dumb as shit. But then it makes you look for other artists.
Yeah, so like maybe we'll get to the good of this, but like it could be that it is a pathway to like better artist. But
it could be.
Let's start with the bad and see if we can build a little momentum and switch it at the top of the roller coaster.
All right, let's start with the bad.
Theboot.com. Great work, Charlene. Charlene's not with us today, by the way, guys. She had doing a successful radio show. It's a list of top 10 songs that are horrible country songs. Top 10 worst country songs that were big hits. As number 10 at That Don't Impress Me Much, which, by the way, I didn't know until this moment, but great. It's a fun song. I don't think it's a bad song.
It is. I'm not going to say it's my favorite Shania song, but okay.
But running down the list, Dirt Road Anthem, which I've never heard, but this guy Jason Aldean looks like he sucks.
Well, yeah, they do look, but like every genre, even the stuff you like, people wind up falling into place. That's why, you know, why do you think like, all the hipsters isn't even a term anymore, but anybody that thinks they're worth a shit, will look at like, Orville Peck is really blowing people's minds. Like, no, he's just a straightforward country artist, but he wears fringe on his face and he's a gay fella, and it's fun to listen to that, knowing it'll scare somebody who's like, get your horny gay dick away from my truck. You know, like, but that's
gas tanks for gas, not for fucking.
Are we liking it because it's good, or are we liking it because it's freaking out the people that we deem?
Well, I think that like maybe that is the thing that is like, you know, like it's a super homogenized genre, country, especially pop country, but like, so yeah, let's throw in a weird gay black dude who paints his face or whatever it is. I don't even know anything about Orville Peck, but if he's doing that, and is he a pop country artist? It sounds, we were listening to it the other day, sounds a lot like a Chris Isaac, kind of a wispy, mysterious, sexy vibe. And he's wispy and mysterious and say, wears fringe over his face. And maybe it's, you know, maybe he's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. Kind of like a Bowie country artist.
Yeah. And so it's attracting new listeners, but maybe that'll take somebody who doesn't normally listen to country and go, you know what, I'm going to dabble around.
See if I find something I like in this mess.
Yeah, and okay, I probably feel ashamed of listening to let's pick any song from this list of bad country music. She thinks my tractor's sexy. That's the real name of a song. She thinks.
See, that's the bad. Is like it's just like, here is this like thing that is identifiable with country music, like a tractor, right?
Yeah.
Everybody likes sex. That's two things.
Yep.
The guy's straight. And here it is. Here's this fucking TGI Fridays of country music on a plate. You can get it the same everywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess it tastes good for a second, and then you're like, I can't eat this again. But I don't know. I guess Achy Breaky Heart is like
it's on the list.
Yeah. And I mean, I was fucking 9 when it came out or whatever it was, you know, like, but it's a catchy song, you know, like.
And is that sometimes
it should be
all you want is a catchy song. Groove is in the Heart by D Light is a catchy song, and nobody's like, that's dumb, but it's this Groove is in the Heart. That's just as dumb as she thinks my tractor's sexy. Groove is in the Heart. What does that mean? I don't know. We just say it over the beat.
People are predisposed to not like this. Like that's very like people don't. When you say pop country, I don't have any friends. I have friends who love country music and go to.
I don't have anybody.
They will not be like, I want to go to this pop country. Like,
no,
and people don't typically identify as pop country fans. You know, like they're like, no. People who listen to pop country aren't like, oh, well, fuck George Jones. I'll never listen to him. Like, they're very...
No, but it's also people that are probably not sitting in their room, spinning records, really thinking that, like... You know, people that are, like, self-proclaimed music critics or music fans can also be a huge drag.
Oh. Whereas
somebody who's like, I'm going to put on Florida Georgia Line and do what? Ponder it?
No.
Sit home with
maybe
the
that's
lights
the good
dim
in
and
it.
be sad.
It's like you put it on the way you put SVU or The Office on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something.
I made a slip and slide out of bubble wrap. It's a whole new thing I got going in the yard. We're throwing Crisco on it. We got Florida Georgia Line coming out of the truck stereo.
We got
We're gonna bang through a few racks of Coors Light and have the best Saturday. Outside of the music, I like all the other stuff.
It's so whatever.
Yeah.
That's like, I like theme parks. I like eating bad food. I hate lines. Sometimes you're just gonna not get everything you want on a Saturday. Like 8 out of 9 is pretty good. You know, like 8 for 10 is pretty good. That's what you just said.
Yes.
Outside of Florida Georgia Line is pretty good. And then, by the way, you don't even have to actually listen to it. You know how much I put on music I like and I don't actually listen to it? You know, like.
I think we're inadvertently defending like techno music or dubstep by trying to say you don't have to listen to the lyrics of country music. Just if the music makes you feel good. I'm like, I think I like dubstep then. I think I found that out by trying to like Sugarland during this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, I think part of it is like, it's like everybody's predisposed to not like this right away. Like there's none of these people you're like, these are brilliant artists. Really? I mean, I guess Taylor Swift has become a very valid artist and crossed over. But Honky Tonk Badonkadonk by Trace I know these names.
I've had a very popular bit mocking
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill, which then became a restaurant.
Yeah.
But even in this quote about it's the number one song on the Boots' worst country songs that were popular.
I Love This Bar?
No, it's called Red Solo Cup. Like if you, quoting from the Boot, if you think Keith's Red Solo Cup is stupid, you're not alone. Even the artist himself kind of agrees. It is the stupidest song I've ever heard in my life, but it's so stupid it's good. If you wouldn't have said that last part after the comma, Toby, I think maybe I could have gotten on board with you. And also, for Toby Keith to say it's the stupidest song he ever heard in his life is a stretch, because I don't know if you've heard other Toby Keith.
I don't think he's, what's that, Boot in Your Ass, the American Way?
It's something about, yeah, it's all about leaving a puka shell up in somebody's anal cavity after a bar fight or whatever. I don't know what he sings about. But
there's an article here, though, from Rolling Stone, and it's Rewriting Country Music's Racist History. Artists like Yola and Rihanna and Gideon are blowing up what Gideon calls a manufactured image of country music being white and being poor. So basically, maybe country music, pop country music, is allowing artists who weren't really in, like a certain kind of artist, like black artist or gay artist, finding a way into country music and, you know, kind of putting a little more coffee in the cream.
I think I have to break up the ideas of what's what. I mean, I like Sturgill Simpson. You know, I got introduced to him. Like, oh, I like this. I like what he's singing about. I like where the guy's coming from. So it kind of transcends.
He's a fun show.
If you're looking for lyrics to transcend the music, then that means you can like all kinds of music because you enjoy the songwriting of it. If I want the audio part without the lyrics. Sometimes I'm that guy too. Sometimes again, I've said it in the other ones, I'll listen to death metal sometimes. So it's really hard for me to call some music stupid.
Yeah.
And if it's the music, listen, death metal is a whole genre of they've tuned out the lyrics for you. So are you listening to death metal for the lyrics? Because if you are, that's kind of fucked up. And if you're listening to the music,
way worse. It's way
that's
worse.
also
it's way worse than a
fucked
guy
up.
driving a truck in an ode to somebody.
I am fascinated by somebody like, all right, we're in the studio. We got guys, best session players in the world. All right, let's lay down some vocal tracks. Mud flaps, power washed my mud flaps, if you know what I mean. Like, fuck. Do you think anybody in like the band is like, God damn it!
But this is not what I
can't say anything.
This guy signs my checks.
Yeah, this shit's putting my kids through college.
Yeah, and I still get to play guitar.
Yeah, and I still,
I still get to play guitar. I have my dream. Careful what you wish for. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Pillowcase stained with tears. Yeah, it's a little like. I think the lyrics are sucking. They seem so forced. They seem so 7th grade self-indulgent a lot of the time, like poetry bullshit. Like, so here's something from that Rolling Stone article. The idea of what country music has been carefully constructed seemed like it was always white. This is Rihanna Gideon. I'm sorry. She says, I ask her why people don't know the history of country music. This is not her first rodeo. She's got the answer down to a science. White supremacy, she tells me. There's no other way to put it. It was constructed by numerous people as a part of the white supremacy movement. So it's a thing like that. I think she's saying was co-opted, and I might be fucking this up.
Well, you think blues and country western.
Blues, yeah.
from the impoverished South
Yeah.
and black culture, and country western is from impoverished culture. Yeah, I could see how.
They might marry you. Yeah,
Well, and the subject matter, steers it away from an sort of black reverence, I'm sure. So I agree. I think well, you say that about rock and roll too. Rock and roll is also from blues and straight up stolen from black people. But then for there to be like, oh, this is a white supremacist rock band, you're like, oh, guys, if you really want to,
you really are fucking stupid.
You really need to go. Really, like, honestly, a polka band, like a racist polka band, would make the most sense. Like a white supremacist polka band is like, oh, we can trace
it's too
this.
heavy though.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't fit the hate.
You can't be like, wash ourselves in the blood of the.
Yeah.
And then have some guy kicking his shoes out and doing this.
This one unites all our white brothers. Can we get the French horn player out here now?
We're the Kenosha Kickers. John Candy's band from Home Alone. I almost bought one of their jackets for a Christmas present to myself.
White pride pierogies.
Yeah.
I had a train of thought I was going with. I think it's the same thing with reality TV. I make the mistake of thinking that the people that like this music think it's good music.
Well,
I'm thinking that are people like, you know what? This song about red Solo cups in a hot tub, I get it. That speaks to me.
Yeah, man.
And instead of like, why is Keeping Up with the Kardashians or some show like that so popular? I don't think people are watching it upset like this relates to me. They're like, no, it's
nobody
trash.
thinks it's a Michelin star meal. Like, like, and maybe this should be a point that this might be a thing that is good coming out of this is like, just because someone, like, I tend to like what you absorb, it makes you kind of like, makes me feel like you judge your intelligence a bit, like, and it's like, maybe the people who like take this in just are taking it in and they're perfectly like normal people, like maybe with above average or average, intelligence. Like I'm assuming so many things about them when they're just like, man, fucking right now, drive my truck. Yeah. Like
the imagery isn't affiliated with.
It doesn't correlate to like people's other value.
No, but is that us being arrogant? Like, oh, good, you got a dually with modified exhaust that you're gonna roll coal on a Prius. All right, I think you're a prick for that.
Yeah.
What music do I think is coming out of there? Some socially conscious East Coast hip hop? Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm lumping all these other bad characteristics in with the people who would like this music. But also, again, if we have to be inwardly, reflect on ourselves. Oh, I'm listening to every band that's like, burn down the White House, overthrow the government. I'm not doing any of that.
It's all, what don't they for?
Yeah. And we're going to fight society. We're going to reclaim the earth in the name of the weed and I'm like, I don't do any of that. I sit at home with a cat and play it. So if somebody were to
watch
affiliate,
Rocket League, watch Hammy play Rocket League for an hour and go to bed.
So that's, I think, the mistake
you
that
gotta give people
made.
more credit once they say that, I listen to this shit. Maybe they're not so goddamn bad.
It is dumb, though.
It is. Okay. Speaking of dumb, we'll go to Wikipedia. Bro country is a subgenre.
So bad.
Is a subgenre of mainstream country music originating in the 2010s. That's also a reason it's probably bad, is because it's only 10 years old. It's...
Yeah.
And is influenced by 21st century hip hop, hard rock, and electronica.
So,
bro country songs are often about attractive young girls, the consumption of alcohol, partying, and pickup trucks. The first use of the term was by Jody Rosen of New York Magazine. Liberal is what I heard. August 11th, 2013, in which Rosen described Florida Georgia Line, particularly in their debut single, Cruise. And then he names a bunch of other bands. The popularity of the genre is divided between the older generation of country singers and the bro country singers was described as a civil war by musicians. God damn, these people will never let that thing go.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a guy who sells fuck pop country shirts at his shows. His name's Whitey Morgan. Bold choice. Bold choice for a country artist. But, okay, here's a good thing, but not directly. Maybe we're getting people like, your Chris Stapletons and your Tyler Childers and your Sturgill Simpsons because of how popular this stuff is, or your drive-by truckers,
maybe.
as should be mentioned, like,
or Lucero,
or Lucero. This is such diverging from what we all think is true country that we're actually going to redirect. So it's actually by nature of being so shitty, it's creating a resistance to come out of it. So, like, you've created,
like. It's like when you go to Salt Lake City and you find out there's a gnarly punk rock scene because there's so many Mormons around. Like, you're just like, well, we have to do this right. We have to make a good version of something we like.
Yeah. Or any music. Like, this is what's popular music. We think this sucks, so we have to go through it. Just that popular country and alt country are still within the same
under the same umbrella.
In the same world,
Yeah.
So maybe we can say thank you to the pontoon boat troubadours or whoever these bands are.
the Turnpike.
Well, Turnpike Troubadours is a real good band.
Yeah, I was thinking, my buddy likes them. Yeah,
pontoon boat. I was just going with Lake Party.
Yeah.
With the jet ski lassoers or whatever. That we can thank. Yeah.
Keep going.
We can thank all. It's like Lake Party music.
Yeah, it's Havasu 96 Spring Break. Yeah.
But also, I'm going to listen to AC/DC. I just like the music.
And
better.
Party music.
All they keep talking about is like, how else can we describe fucking
and boobs
and partying?
Yeah,
we don't know how. Giving the dog a bone. That's an AC/DC song from the 70s.
I stole a T-shirt of it from the mall.
Yeah. But if a guy now like giving that dog a bone, it'd be like, this guy's a rapist. Like that's what you say about.
Yeah. Can I read from the criticism area of the Wikipedia page?
So do what you got to do, man. We know where we stand on this.
The bro country movement has been criticized by listeners and music reviewers for its repetitive subject matter, namely lyrical themes of partying associated with Friday nights. These are from, these are 9 to 5 people that 40 hours a week. Alcoholic beverages, euphemistic references to sex and trucks, as well as its lack of female country artists. Okay. Traditional country fans. Yeah, so like maybe it's underserved by women. It's a very homogenized.
It sure is.
Yeah. Traditional country fans have expressed the sentiment that bro country music is a poor representation of country music. One critic who spoke favorably about bro country was David Horsey of the of the Los Angeles Times. But the music has an appeal not unlike the teen surfing songs of the Beach Boys or the screaming guitar. Take everything too far anthems of Bon Jovi and Sammy Hagar. For a young man, the allure of reckless freedom is forever strong. And it's not just young men. I know 25-year-old bottled up inside my decidedly not so young self who still longs for this fantasy. Well, I get the point he's trying to make, but I personally think on that point that this job.
Well, what better for a journalist to be than contrarian to get some views?
And it's formula. That is like a big problem with it. Is it's so formulaic. That's like another thing. This Wikipedia criticism area.
Even music I like, where I'm like, oh, we're singing about this again. Like I'll do it.
Yeah,
I have it
very much. Yeah, like
if a drinking game is anytime Pennywise says "society" in a song, you take a shot. You'll be in a coma halfway through one album.
Was it you? Yeah, we were at. You were telling me this, we were at Riot Fest, so we were like, who was it? Cox Bars when we went to go see?
Oh,
and yeah. Was you saying you saw them once and they're like, this one goes out to Margaret Thatcher.
This one's for Margaret Thatcher. I'm like, it was 2014 when they were playing. Like, she's been dead.
Yeah. Like, so, I got like some of the things that this genre is guilty of and gets criticized for openly. So many other ones do the exact same thing and are not because their cultural relevance at one point was actually valued.
And if this is the straightaway line, you're a talented country singer, but then think about when it is about hardship, you have to listen to guys like Jason Isbell and Sturgill Simpson talk about how hard it was to create a career with original music. And if somebody else is like, I want to get paid now. I look fuckable and I can sing. Yeah. Somebody give me a song about
you could
light
paint these
beer.
Pants on and they wouldn't be tighter.
Somebody give me a song about light beer and tubing on a Friday night.
I enjoy.
Give me a direct route to money. Who do you get more mad at? The people that know that that's the direct route to making money, or the people that are going to pay $100 for a concert ticket? A fool and his money are easily parted. They're just figuring out how to get the money out of it. People want to go to a big concert that's a big party. and like, oh, this whatever two first names over here, Chuck Randy's playing or whatever. Good, let's go to see old Charles Randall. I don't know if that's a guy.
No, but that's pretty good improvised.
But if he's gonna sing party songs and I'm gonna be in a stadium or a rodeo
and everybody's
circle,
gonna wear cut off shorts and drink beer and dance in the back of a pickup truck,
then
Not
why
so
wouldn't you want to
bad.
do that on your weekend?
yeah.
Versus like, oh, good, Fugazi's playing Saturday. He's gonna yell at us from dancing. It's only $5, but it's because it sucks. That's why it's $5 because it's the most boring.
Just get
time
to
you can
waiting
see.
room and get us the fuck out of
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
we all have to stand and not bump into each other and be solemn the whole time. All right.
I do want to read this. A couple of things from the response. In response to criticisms, Blake Shelton said in January, Gwen Stefani's husband,
Oh yeah.
in January 2000, that he did not bear the old farts who complained about their songs. And this Zach Brown described Luke Bryan's song, That's My Kind of Night, as the worst song he had ever heard, to which Jason Aldean replied, nobody gives a shit what you think.
See,
they have beef. They have beef. And it's funny because they suck.
But there was a part of old country too that was like "fuck you, money," like steer horns on the front of a Cadillac, and all gold rings,
and then just like a fucking 30,000.
That was the original. That was the original rap game before the like the.
Yeah,
flashing money in a rap game
was
like
I'm
Texas,
gonna show off like a fucking jackass and be
10-gallon hat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Big belt buckles.
Yeah, that's bling. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Yeah,
the fact like those groups would there would be racism between those groups. Like you have so much in common. You have so much in common. Yeah, you wear necklaces. You wear belt buckles. It's the same shit.
Yeah, and man, you guys are like really on parallel paths a lot of it. Yeah.
Want to let people know.
And by
in
the way,
city
we're
that
talking
I made
about
it.
something. A fool and his money is soon hearted country artist and rap artist. There's a lot of stories about both of them going broke.
Oh
and not paying.
Bunch of financial idiots in those groups.
So what I will say is that this genre gets a lot of criticism that maybe every other genre has a version of. Gets criticism for doing things every other genre has somebody doing, and still and I think it's just like it's super new, and I think that's one of the problems with it. If it's started in the 2010s, maybe somewhere there'll be somebody who makes and this. I know it's like pop country already, but like popular in the sense that people are like this one is an artist, and will be definitively pop country.
There's definitely drive-by trucker songs or like Jason Isbell songs that are rollicking good times.
Yeah.
Super 8 by Jason Isbell. Yeah. Like about how he doesn't want to die in a Super 8. But it's about how he doesn't want to die from partying on the road. Yeah. So it's kind of logical conclusion to somebody's song like, I just want to party on a Friday night. And he's like, I've been partying on Friday nights. I almost died.
Yeah, it's like the difference between like the Bullet Boys and like Warrant. Somebody saw wrote a saw well, this could turn out really bad for us, and somebody else is just living in the moment.
Yeah, it's what's what he says like, oh, they're existing in the same world.
Yeah,
and so maybe they kind of need each other a little bit to fuel one another. Maybe it's more pro wrestling than real beat of like, oh, we're going to play the real songs. You guys play the joke songs. We'll make fun of you. And you say, I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah. But sad bastard music over there with that. Yeah.
But we're all rolling in cash down on Broadway in Nashville.
They probably all still lie by the same plots of land next to one another in Nashville.
We all know we still drink for free at Kid Rock's bar in Nashville. So that's
another rich guy. A guy who grew up rich.
Well, before we go to the calls, I think that you say so many good points, and then I forget what my retort was.
Well, I think the good point or the positive is, again, and we did this with new metal, but it's like this music I do not enjoy, but maybe somebody who's just getting into music is listening to Florida Georgia Line like, I don't really like this, but they see somebody from Florida Georgia Line wearing another artist's shirt. So it can be the gateway.
A big thing.
Yeah. So like they can really be like, when they see an interview with this guy, and they're like, I kind of like this. And then they're just like, oh, man, he talked about Willie Nelson or George Jones or some other artist. Like, I might not really, like, he might not, like, that's not being played on the radio all the time.
And you can dance to it. You're going to meet a special somebody that also likes this crap.
And also be young and dumb for a little bit. It's allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, don't take everything so serious.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody will write pop. I think that's where Taylor Swift is, writing popular country songs. Well, now she's a pop artist.
Yeah.
Still it.
But
All
she's
right.
a crossover, too.
Yeah. I think, all right, okay.
Yeah. Not so. There's some stuff in here that, like, maybe, like, do criticism, but also do criticism that should be cast upon a couple other genres of music we enjoy and a couple other things we like in life.
Stop worrying about, this is my problem. I worry about how much I'm perceived. And, like, who gives a shit how I'm perceived?
You know, like, that's a very, very good point. Because, you ever been in a place where everybody's speaking a language that's not English and you just think they're talking about you?
Yeah.
And logically, they are certainly not.
Yeah, it's narcissism, even if you're not thinking that you're great, but you just think everybody's focus is on you. That's still narcissism. Like, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Drive your Prius around and listen to Lewis, Mark.
Brett Eldridge, Cole Swindle, or Thomas Rhett and Sam Hunt. These are other artists.
No artist named Coleslaw. That's a big good country artist. All right, let's
let's
go to the calls.
Everybody, we'll be right back after this break, and a word from our sponsor, Jason Aldean. Come on down to Jason Aldean's Frankfurter Hut. Every play gets a thing. ShaneIsAComedian.com. KyleKinane.com. Oh, Chris Gaines.
A good thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Was he so bad? Well, yeah. So Chris Gaines was Garth Brooks.
Yeah. His
decided to be
ego.
like a goth.
Like trying to do a rock album, right? It was alternative rock album, like late 90s, like when like Live and like Nickel, like these kind of like, there was a, like a very friendly radio atmosphere for like alt rock.
Easily mocked, but I think bold choice for the biggest artist in the country at the time to be also like, I'm also going to dress like Chris Angel.
Yeah.
Before you know what Chris Angel is. Yeah. Technically, Chris Angel is just a Chris Gaines cosplayer that knows card tricks.
I would say to go to the Chris Gaines, like my one reference for it in pop culture is Garth Brooks was hosting Saturday Night Live, but Chris Gaines was the musical guest.
Yeah.
And they do like a back in the hall thing when Tracy Morgan's talking to Garth Brooks. And he goes, I'm sorry we're not doing it tonight. Not doing your sketch tonight, Tracy. And he goes, that's okay. He's like, I like you better than this meat cigar smoker they got playing the music tonight. He's like, Chris Gaines. He goes, yeah, he's fat too. It's just like, if you were that big, they'd call you Girth Brooks.
We love a pun at No Accounting for Taste.
But just such a funny sketch. And then like Garth Brooks leaves us all sad. And then Lorne Michaels walks up and he goes, he goes, yes, I know. Chris Gaines is the same person as Garth Brooks. Just bums me out. Guy used to be an artist.
Let's go to the calls.
Yeah, welcome to the litter box, everyone.
Nobody is calling it
There's so many people calling it that on the streets.
I hate it.
This first call is from Derek Brown.
All right.
First of all, this is Derek Brown. Second of all, Rascal Flatts as a pop band is just pure bleached hog dicks. Not good. Not good. Buying their songs, I don't know. But as far as pop ones that do succeed, I think you can make an argument that George Strait is a pop musician.
Oh.
And if you listen to a song like Troubadour or Marina Del Rey, it will pull you in and hold you there. As well as Jason Aldean's pop masterpiece, Fly Over States. If you don't get a tingle when he talks about a harvest moon in Indiana, you are dead in the spirit. Also, listen to the song Strawberry Wine by Nina Carter. Super pop, masterpiece, comparable to anything Taylor Swift has ever tried. An luck.
Thanks, Derek.
Hey,
Brown. Somebody coming out pro out of the gate.
Friend of the show, Derek Brown. He's an excellent writer, poet, and comedian. Poet, you could tell by calling that one artist hog dick.
Well,
and he's throwing props at Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear he said Strawberry Wine is by Strawberry. I'm looking it up. Strawberry Wine is by Deanna Carter. I think she may have even passed away
recently. We're getting.
Yeah, I think she had a bad go.
Oh,
She had a bad go in life.
country
No, it
music
wasn't. Now I want to get that right before I go throwing somebody into the bus.
Yeah, you do that. I think. Well, I like that he's.
No, she's still alive. It's a
thank
different gal. Okay, somebody else.
Derek, I like that he was just like, yeah, some of this sucks, but some of it's really fun. Like,
But he
Rascal
also heard
Flatts,
some
I've
of
heard
it.
of. I couldn't tell you one of their songs,
Same here.
but I like that he's like, they're a terrible band, but these other bands in this genre are good. Like Jason Aldean's. What did he say? Harvest Moon in Indiana.
Harvest Moon and Flyover States was the Jason Aldean song. So there are, and again, if you're taking an incredibly talented artist, well, let's not say incredibly talented, but I think country. I don't know if you can get away with auto-tune as much in country. I mean, it's everywhere,
Yeah.
but a little more raw talent needed in country, and you get songwriters.
Well, it's very stripped down.
Yeah. And you get a good song. I'm sure they're like amazing songs. Again, the songwriter going, here's a great one for this artist. I wrote this one for that combination, finding that pairing could yield some great results. Yeah. So thank you, Derek, for letting us know we got to give it more of a chance.
Yeah, man. I'll give that one a listen. All right, everybody. This next, Charlene titled this next voicemail, Pizza and Peanut Butter.
See what it is.
Here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Corey Leroy, and I just wanted to give you guys what I was thinking about country pop music. First of all, this is a genre that was made for suicide, I'm pretty sure. Taylor Swift, how about you swift my head into a meat grinder? Because I don't want to ever listen to the two shittiest music combined. It's like combining pizza and peanut butter and jelly. It just doesn't work, guys. Country pop? No. Country poop, maybe. I'd rather listen to Garth Brooks sitting on a toilet taking a dump for a half hour than listen to some Carrie Underwood. I'd rather be buried under some wood than listen to your ass. Anyways, I'm not angry about it. I just don't like it.
Rather be buried under poop for now, and this is some Carrie Underwood.
I like the effort put into that call. You put more lyricism into that call than some of these artists did into the lyrics. Yeah. Carrie Underwood, again, a song that just hits it, and I don't know why. It's called Smoke Break. And it's the hokiest shit in the world, and I love it. I love it. It's like just the first line. She's a small town, hardworking woman just trying to make a living, working 3 jobs, feeding 4 little mouths in a rundown kitchen. It's all about it's stereotypes, country stereotypes, trying to be Christian, but sometimes they just need a cigarette. Sometimes they just need a cold beer and a cigarette. I'm like, everybody needs a cold, and it's a catchy tune. It's catchy above the
Smoke
corny
Break
lyrics.
by Carrie Underwood. Well, here's the thing.
So sorry, caller, but I'm going to disagree with you.
We'll criticize music, those kind of lyrics, right? But then, like, I can't remember if it's Tammy Wynette or maybe it's somebody else, but she has a song called Fist City. Which is it's not a Pornhub search. It's but like I think it's Tammy Wynette, and I could be wrong, but it's just about how she's gonna beat the shit out of this woman who keeps looking at her husband.
Yeah,
and she's just like, and one of the lines is like, "Well, the man I love puts garbage in the can, and that's what you look like to me, Fifth City." And it's like, I mean, that's not much better than a pop country lyric in the sense of like depth and drawing metaphors or any of that kind of stuff. So
maybe it's not as far off as we're making it to be.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We do got one more call. This next call is titled "The Anthem of the Far Right."
Kyle, Shane, it's Mac in North Carolina. I'd like to say that pop country is definitely the anthems of the Fourth Reich. And it's like Wagner, but way fucking stupider. Thank you.
All right, man. I mean, I don't think I'm not that threatened by it.
I don't know if that's accurate. Like,
this caller's never heard Screwdriver before.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think on January 6th they were like, "Hey man, play like Party at Havasu by Bill Gates or Bill Gates,
Bill Gates,
Bill Gaines, Bill Gaines." You know, like it doesn't seem like the subject matter they're singing about is. I'm sure there's some political alignment that is like is in sync with one another. But it doesn't really seem like they're singing about that. It seems too dumb to be political of any kind. Even,
I'll wait
even as dumb as those politics.
I'll wait till the new Kid Rock Ted Nugent duet comes out to really start labeling it
like the anthems of the far right. Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're probably fair about that's right.
Yeah, I think it's exclusionary, not intentionally, but just like the subject matter is like I'm not. Yeah.
Like it's like.
I would not.
It's definitely made and produced for like people who check these demographic boxes, like white people with who have enough disposable income to have a shitty boat.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I can't speak for anybody but myself. But if I was a young black fella in the South and a bunch of people were like, "Hey, we're going into the woods. We got a keg. Everybody's driving their trucks to the woods," I'd be like, "Have fun."
Yeah,
I will not.
I'll be right here. Yeah.
I could see how
Safe.
that's. Yeah, I can see how. The things they're singing about in this aren't appealing or culturally relevant to anybody outside of the very specific demographic.
Exactly. It's super.
As far
super
as
specific.
making it a dog whistle to the racist. I don't know if it's that far. I think it is.
They might live in the same neighborhood.
Well, again, but going back to like. When it's music about like just poor hardships, poor people tend to live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, they do.
And
they can be excluded, but yeah.
But that when it's when it's singing about classism and stuff, it's actually a lot more relevant.
Yeah.
And again, I'm looking at the lyrics to Smoke Break right now. This can, outside of the music, can definitely appeal to anybody especially about like trying to be religious. But like also busting your ass, and you're like, all right, I believe in God, but also
I
I'm
gotta
working
take the fucking edge off, and Sunday morning church services aren't doing it.
I need a belt of goddamn scotch right now. Sorry, Jesus.
Hey,
I need a break.
Oh, what's going to take the edge off from this 60-hour work week? I know, getting up at 9 a.m. on Sunday to go to church and be told what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
So I get that. Well,
all right,
man. This
maybe we're gonna listen to a little Jason Aldean on the way out of here.
Yeah, baby.
Go a little line dance.
Little red solo cupping.
Y'all got a Cadillac Ranch up in these Portland parts?
Cadillac
Something like a boot
Cadillac
scoot
Ranch
boogie?
is the new margarita.
That's a name of a real line dancing bar that my parents would go to.
Really?
It's just because it was the only thing simple enough for my dad to figure out how to dance to. So that's where him and my mom would go. They don't like the music at all. It was just like
your mother wanted to go out. And
my
do
dad
romance?
needed direct IKEA-based instructions on how to dance, like left, forward one, back one, right. And he's like, "Oh, I can do this."
Yeah.
So that was him taking my mom.
It's something even the most rhythmically challenged people can dance to is pop country.
Yeah, and the most basic, it gives you something to do at a wedding.
Yeah, it's all right. It's like a southern chicken dance. Well, everyone, we tried this week. I think you can tell that we did not know we were going to be recording, but we want you to enjoy this. So I'm going to say the one good thing I found in all of pop country music is sometimes it gets shit for stuff every other genre does.
I'll say I always work on a Friday night, and I've never found a pair of jeans that fit just right. So that's why I don't relate to it much. But I just got to shop a little more, take a weekend off here and there.
I have also never found a pair of jeans that fits just right. Everybody, this has been No Accounting for Taste. I'm Shane Torres. Shane is a comedian.com for all your Shane Torres needs.
All your Shane Torres needs. I'm Kyle Kinane.
You know where
I'm Kyle Kinane on the internet.
Yeah, he doesn't like plugging anything.
It's my name.
Yeah, okay.
Do I have to say at my name? Everybody knows how the internet works. They're watching this podcast on the internet.
Well, I think everyone knows that this was maybe the best podcast episode ever recorded, but we'll be back in next week trying to top it.
Yeah.
When we talk about Elon Musk bid to control Twitter. Why is it that bad?
Catch me at the boot barn.